I remember so many times that I've been shamed for what I do, for doing YouTube, for beatboxing, for journaling and meditating, for being deliberate with my improvement, deliberately trying to approach more people. You know, I'm weird for that. Writing my thoughts down in a book is weird, it's cringe. I'm talking to a camera right now alone in my room. That's pretty weird. In the past, I've been shamed for it so many times. But something I realized is, that doesn't make you weird. There's almost 8 billion people in this world. It's almost impossible to be weird. I think that if you're afraid of being shamed for being cringe, you're just not around the right people. And I think you know that. I want to talk about it. Being around the right people who will support you for what you love is very, very difficult to find. I want to talk about how you can find these people, how you can make them your friends. I want to talk about how painful it will be if you're not surrounded by people who support you for what you love. And I want to remind you that these people exist. There are people who won't shame you out there. There are people who love what you love, and there are people who won't make fun of you because of what you love. You are simply around terrible friends and terrible family members, but that's not in your control. And I'm not trying to say that your family members are complete assholes. I'm just saying that it's just people with different worldviews, and perhaps traditionally their culture taught them to shame things they don't agree with. And that's true for many groups of people, and that's fine. You know, it's your job to stand there unfazed. It's your job to let them shame you, and you're still gonna continue doing what you do because you love it and because you're a self-assured, non-needy man. You're gonna stand for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. And that's who you are. The people who are around you can either reinforce your thoughts or challenge them, or influence you to do otherwise. In different groups of interest, how attuned we are to that group's ideals is how much will be respected and how much will be admired. You know, it's directly proportional. So you could perfectly be the outlier in many groups. You could be the shittiest person in many different groups. For example, if I walk into a gym, I'll feel amazing. I'll feel up there, up there in the social hierarchy. I'll feel like a G. Then if I walk into like a baking class, suddenly I'm ass. Suddenly I'm an NPC because I'm not competent in that environment. Okay, there's a whole different extension to this because, you should be a self-assured man. In situations you're not comfortable with or not competent in, you still have to express non-neediness. You still have to display your ability to learn and your ability to listen. All that. We'll talk about that in a different video. If your endeavors are what you fear people find cringe, then you are simply not around the right people. Unless you are into rape or something, then, there's probably a community out there that would admire you for that. You disgusting weirdo. But surrounding yourself around the right people is crucial. Through my experiences, this is what I follow and what I think will help you find the right people, but of course I could not be entirely right. Just kidding. I'm the only one who is right. If you don't agree with me, you're probably wrong. So, first things first is to be vocal with your opinions and your ambitions. I'm not gonna lie to you, in my experience, this chases girls away. But the respect from men you get is... When it comes to women, you have to express your opinions with inclusivity and tread carefully with your words. Because how women communicate with one another and how men communicate with one another is entirely different. It's two different worlds. So save me from all your feminist and equality bullshit. Alright? When it comes to surrounding yourself around good men that can become your brothers, emotionally expressing your opinions, getting angry, getting passionate, polarizes men very effectively. Why does that sound so gay? Imagine your friend telling you about his ambitions and he's passionate about it, or he tells you about an opinion of his. He gets kind of emotionally invested into it. You respect him for speaking out, even if you don't agree with his opinions. Unless he's trying to be an elitist or he is kind of an asshole about it, you respect him. You can feel that that opinion means a lot to him. That ambition means a lot to him. And that's admirable. This is likely because women feel more threatened if you're too opinionated and come off too strong. So you kind of have to build up to it. However, strong men are comfortable in their own skin. Hearing you express your opinions and your ambitions passionately and emotionally will increase their respect for you a lot more. They might not agree with you, but they will definitely respect it. And through being vocal and expressive about your opinions and ambitions, you will find men who line up with your opinions and ambitions. You have to put yourself out there and let yourself be rejected. If you have a family who have always shamed you for the things you love, it's going to be very, very difficult to overcome this fear because you're always going to think that they'll mock you. You're always going to think that you'll be shamed and rejected. But the only way to win is to be vulnerable, to accept that yes, you might be shamed and rejected. You might feel absolutely terrible. There will probably be more people that shame you for it than accept you for it. You gotta build yourself to become self-assured, comfortable in your own skin, and speak out and laugh it off if they reject you or shun you or mock you. You just gotta understand that that stuff happens. And you've probably met plenty of people that are ambitious or opinionated in their own fields, and maybe sometimes you find it weird, but who cares? You've probably rejected and shamed people for what they liked before. So, you're not one to speak. Too bad. You're gonna be rejected and shamed as well. Everybody is. If you are vocal and you are expressive about self-improvement and the things you want to do, you will find other men that are into self-improvement and are vocal about what they want to do. You gotta be willing to let them know that you are and risk chasing a lot of people away. But that's how you build your brotherhood. That's how you polarize. Another thing I've picked up is to practice talking to men who make you feel inferior. I once had an ego issue where I only feel comfortable talking to men I think are kind of below me. If they are less fit, if they are less articulate, talking to them is easy. But to truly become self-assured and forge a brotherhood, you must speak to those men who seem more competent than you, even if they are completely out of your league. Speak to men who are fitter than you, more articulate, attract more women than you do. If you're like me, while in conversation with these men, you'll feel like you have to be very careful with what you say because they seem ahead of you. And if someone ahead of you kind of rejects you, you feel lesser about yourself. Confident men can be very intimidating, but you must not let that stop you. Speak to them. Let yourself mess up. Go out there and look like an idiot. You need the experience. As you build experience speaking to confident and competent men, you eventually become one yourself. Once you are comfortable in your own skin, speaking to these men who you think are above you, you feel strong, respectable. You'll be able to polarize more people. You feel like you're one of them when you're comfortable around them. You embody the identity of a competent and accomplished man. You think like how they think. And you will think that you belong amongst them because you can carry yourself well around them. Your confidence is boosted immensely. And if you can stand amongst these men, joke with them, tease them, disagree with them, damn, you're gonna be just like them. The network opportunities, how you see yourself, it will all change. As you embody the identity of a confident and accomplished man, you will start making better choices that could perhaps lead you to actually becoming one. When you find people that you finally click with, match your strange eccentricities, and that are supportive and ambitious and competent, you have to be willing to put yourself out there, text first. Don't feel any level of shame if they don't reply or they're not down to spend time with you. Who cares? Just keep trying. Just keep going again and again. You gotta keep going and you gotta keep trying because there's no other way to this. And aren't you tired of being surrounded by terrible people? Aren't you tired of being shamed and shunned? That's enough, right? You're too afraid to go back there. So there's no way back now, alright? It's forward. I'm gonna do it. And I'm going to text first, I'm going to get rejected, and I don't care. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There's no way back because you never want to be back there. When you found the right people who support you, who don't shame the things you love and the things you're passionate about and the things you speak about, they have honest conversations with you and they're driven and inspired themselves. When you find the right people, you guys will resonate with one another and it will amplify all your strength. It will amplify each individual's inspiration and motivation to keep doing what they love, being ambitious and to keep going for what they want. Having the right people around you, having a brotherhood, it decreases your fear of rejection because you know your bros got your back. They're always going to be there for you. When you find those people, oh god, life is magical. Keeps you inspired. When you have burnouts, you have people to talk to that have burnouts all the time as well, and they'll guide you through it. They'll motivate you to get back on track and keep going. You have an increased fear of failure because you don't want to be the last amongst your brotherhood. And I think that success requires both a pulling and a pushing force. As you're pulling yourself forward, you also kind of need a fear that kind of forces you to keep going even when you don't feel like it. You need this fear of not becoming anything. You need to watch your brothers make successes and then you feel like, nah man, I know them, I can do that shit too. And then you're gonna push even harder. It's so important to be surrounded by the right people. It gives you a sense of belonging to life. It lets you feel less lonely, lets you feel less angry and resentful. But these people aren't gonna come and save you. You have to seek them out. They're not gonna fall onto your lap without any effort. They're not gonna spot you out and find you. You have to make the first steps. You have to go and earn these relationships. You have to go and talk to people you think are above you. You have to go and talk about what you're passionate about. Be vocal, express your ideas, even if it means you'll get absolutely shot down for it. And good men respect people who talk about what they truly think, who are honest with their desires and who are honest with their ideas. Strong men respect that a lot and they will honestly critique what you said. They might not agree with you, but they'll respect it. I sincerely hope that you find the people you deserve, and I hope you have the strength and courage to look for these relationships. You have to put yourself out there. You have to risk rejection. Find these people. You can find them. It takes time, but they are amongst you. You gotta try. You gotta keep trying. We're gonna form a brotherhood, and we're gonna find the people we deserve, the people who won't mock or shame us, and we'll finally feel at home. We'll finally be able to express ourselves and rest easy that our brothers will always be there for us. That's what we want. We will find them. To better work.